Yo, this is LP, back with another Horsemen Academy. Now, this one is a special one. The last few that we've done, they've been generated towards how you can maybe make money, how you can get involved in real estate, ways that maybe you can advance your career, resume building, etc. But one thing that we've really been passionate about, and we've talked about it on some recent episodes, is getting involved in philanthropy. If you remember, we talked to Park Street Homes and Marriage and Real Estate, and one of the things they do is they go and clean up a block, once a year, once a quarter. They're going out and doing this. And today, I got a group of individuals who I'm really surprised that we hadn't connected before this, because there's some OU bonds here. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I've got Breakfast Bros Inc. with us today. So please, whoever wants to get us started, introduce yourself. It doesn't matter who.
I got you. My name's J.R. Corporate, and I'm the president of Breakfast Bros.
My name is Kenny Rivas. I'm one of the social media management here. So I help with all the social media out there, trying to get our name out. Okay.
So let's talk about what Breakfast Bros Inc. is. I think how I got introduced to it, shout out to Whiteman. I'm mad at her. She didn't tell me that JR was involved. Like that really offends me right now. So she know I'm a text her here a little bit. We gonna take a picture.
Yeah, do that.
And I'm like, yo, you
Absolutely.
wrong. You wrong for this. But let's just kind of talk about how y'all got started. I want to know from the beginning where this passion came from, and then what exactly Breakfast Bros does.
Yeah, so in November 2018, around Thanksgiving time, just a group of us, man, we were kicking it, and one of our homies, one of the homeboys was like, man, we should go feed the homeless for Thanksgiving. And outside after that, we went out there and fed the homeless. We saw it was a outpouring of help that day, but we noticed that area was at the time called Tent City underneath 59 over by Minute Maid. And we noticed that they needed food and resources outside of just on Thanksgiving or Christmas around the holidays. So we just started doing that once a month. Decided on a Saturday we'd go out there and we'd feed them. It evolved over the years to doing tacos. So now we feed tacos. We do toiletry packs that consist of toothbrush, toothpaste, washcloth, soap. Just the essentials that they need. Socks. We do various drives throughout the year, and now we're trying to move forward from just providing resources to really truly being the bridge to resources that they need for the homeless community.
Man, that sounds great. Kenny, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, we just got a lot of projects going around, so we're trying to figure out a way to where we can help the less fortunate a lot more, other than just provide them with food and clothes. So we got a couple projects on the way also pertaining to like portable showers. Hopefully that's our short term that we have for the summer, get that out rolling. So we're raising funds for that right now. We got a couple blueprints on there on our page, and hopefully I can share it with y'all.
No, that sounds good. Now I've got some just initial questions. Houston does have a homeless population that seems to be in a space where the city doesn't always have all the answers for them. So organizations like yours, Red Cross, et cetera, they try to come in and fill the gap. Do y'all need more support on the financial side or more on the body side? People coming out to help? Because that's always the issue with a nonprofit. Do we need people to come out and help us, or do we need donations? And if you say both, then say both, because I understand it could be both also. Where do y'all probably feel like you need the most help?
I say it probably is both.
As of right now, I say it's both because of the vision that we have.
Okay.
Right now it's the projects that we're trying to roll out. That's what's gonna benefit the less fortunate a lot more, and then the bodies can actually go out and they'll actually contribute a lot more. Also, it'll help us out both ways.
Okay.
Exactly.
What's a typical you have a Saturday where people come out and volunteer? What does that typical Saturday look like?
It's our service Saturdays. We start cooking. So recently, as of this year, we've been able to use a kitchen at Dax. Shout out Dax for that, allowing us to use their kitchen once a month. But we get there around 7:00. We just did it this past Saturday. We made 300 tacos. We have our volunteers that either meet us at DAX or they'll meet us at the post is where we met at Saturday. And that's where we consolidated vehicles and then drove around on the back of our 2 trucks and just passed out to people downtown.
And so when you're doing this work, does the city help you with it any, or is it all just, are they putting up barriers, or are they knocking down barriers for you all to be able to go help people? Because sometimes this type of work the city may frown upon, and I don't want y'all to mess up none of your connections or anything like that. If there's something that needs to be cut, let me know. But I do want to ask, because I want to see if there being a benefit or a barrier.
Well, honestly, I feel like there being a barrier as opposed to really helping the less fortunate. Because as of right now, as you knew, Tent City, where it used to be, now it's not there no more.
Yeah.
So they're putting up all these fences. Instead of actually trying to reach out and help them get off the street, they're just pushing them further out. And it's, as we just did in this last event, we had to drive around and go find them and try to really help them out in the best way we can that way.
Yeah, I mean, Houston is going to be the busiest place on earth this week. We got Final Four, McDonald's All-American game. I think the HBCU All-Star game will be here as well, basketball.
Okay.
I mean, there's a variety of things going on. And I think that what the city does sometimes is they want to put on this appearance that we don't have any of the challenges that other big cities have. So have y'all found that being maybe an issue as well?
Yeah, I can see that. And with this new ordinance that they issue, let me just say, first and foremost, the city does set up ways for you to feed the homeless. So you can go through there and get a permit through them and go through their food handlers training session, and it's guided by the city employees. And you can go tell them once a month whenever you want to do it. But if you are an organization that is fluid like us, like we fill needs whenever the needs become available, and whenever the needs became apparent, we fill them. It makes it difficult for us to provide those needs or provide the resources to those needs. And so, like I said, this new ordinance that they passed where you can no longer feed you can't feed the homeless except for on private property if you have permission from them. No public spaces can you feed. They were ticketing an organization that has been feeding in the Houston community for 50 some odd years.
And that's where my question was coming from.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that is a hindrance. And, the fact that they're saying, if you want to do it on a public quote unquote area, you can come down to the Houston precinct and come do it. Now, that in itself is a deterrent for most individuals from going down to the police station, let alone individuals who live on the street, who oftentimes run into laws that we don't even deal with, So, yes, they are a hindrance, but at the same time, they were, I will say, providing more help for us and for other organizations like us.
Now, that makes sense. Now, you, before we got on camera, we talked about a few things. Shoe drive.
Yes.
Let's talk about the shoe drive. I know there are several people who listen to Poor Horsemen specifically, but anything that's shot out of the Creators Guild studio, y'all got a lot of shoes. I know you do. Tell us what the shoe drive is about, how people can get involved. And I want to offer our location as a space for people to drop off shoes. Perfect. So you all don't feel like you need to be chasing people around.
That's beautiful.
But what does this process look like for people?
Well, basically, they can reach out to us at any of our social media pages. We have Facebook, we have Instagram. They can reach out to us via DM. We do be posting daily on there about our shoe drive. They can, if they know us personally, they can always reach out to us on our accounts also. We typically go and pick up. We can have like a meetup spot where we go typically pick up the shoes, or we always invite to our service events also, and they can just bring the donations there also. Typically, that's how we...
and as far as the type of shoes we're looking for, we've done shoe drives in the past, and we appreciate every donation that we get. So when I say this, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from donating, but we are truly looking for shoes that can be worn, that they can wear and walk around and be mobile in. We've gotten... heels before,
heels.
Not worn up sandals where the strap was going to fall off as soon as you put it on. So we're looking for something that's gently worn. It doesn't have to be brand new. It doesn't have to be in the box. Just gently worn, something that they can wear and that's durable. Eventually we will want to get to the point where we will take the heels and the dress shoes and those things, the loafers, because we're trying to get them into the rehabilitation side, but we're not there yet. So right now we're just really looking for a mobile shoe that they can wear.
And you all had said something earlier too, that socks, even something as simple as a pair of socks is important. Can y'all give me some context on why that's important?
Yeah, so like I said, we've been doing this since 2018, and more than anything that they ask us for constantly and consistently is socks and shoes. Because again, they're mobile people. They're nomads. They do have an area that they live in, but they are constantly moving throughout the day. And so socks, if you've ever been in the military, you know how important socks are. If you've ever been in sports, you know how important your socks are. So just think about that, but times 10, because it's every day, all day.
No, that makes complete sense. And then you also were, talking about ways that maybe people can get involved just on your social media. What's the best way to contact y'all today? Obviously, I'm going to put the information in the show notes, make sure that we tag you in some clips, etc. But if someone was like, yo, I like their message, how can I get in touch with them? What's the best way to do that?
Go ahead,
Yeah, you could definitely go on our social media page, Breakfast Bros Houston, HOU. You can find us on Facebook also, Breakfast Bros HOU. You can hit us up via DM, and we're all tagged on there also. If you want to hit us up individually as ways you can help out, we could definitely coordinate that.
Nah, that's what's up. Now give the people one thing that each of you want to share about your mission and where they should see y'all in the next 5 years.
Well, in the next 5 years, honestly, our big game plan is to basically have a big warehouse, whether it be donated, where we got to build it. It's basically, what we've seen is all these organizations do something individually, but they don't all do everything in one spot. Like one organization could be giving out clothes. One organization could be giving out medicine. But we're trying to do everything all in one, be one big rehabilitation. So differentiate ourselves also from a shelter, because the shelters are they're there for one day and then they go out back in the streets. So we want to be able to be basically housing them there, showing them how they can go back to being productive members of society, be able to get them, say, like a job, and help them out with any mental issues that they have, especially the mental health. That's important. So just being there for them in that way. Another idea that I had possibly was, for example, a barber institute. They can be entrepreneurs on themselves. It could be almost like from 6 months to a year. They're sitting there, they're training, and they're getting their life right also. And by the time they're done rehabilitating, they can get their certification. They could be entrepreneurs or go into a barbershop themselves and literally get a job. They can tell their testimony to others and motivate others to come out to us, as we're there to help them.
Man, that's incredible. JR, what you think?
Yeah. Kenny hit it right on the head. So, our ultimate goal in 5 years from now, when we look back, I kind of touched on it earlier. We want to go from enablers to rehabilitators. And the best way that we see doing that is to provide resources, not only for everyday life, outwardly everyday life, but internally everyday life. So like Kenny said, mental health, big push to better people's mental health and just get them more aware of the help that they can get that is available for them now, but they don't have a location that they can go to like, for instance, during the pandemic, when there were I don't remember the statistic off the top of my head right now, but there were countless number of homeless people across America, let alone just here in Houston, that were able and qualified for the stimulus checks, but were not aware that they could go and use an H&R Block or a tax office in general to be able to use that as the place to go file their taxes and get the check and the stimulus check and everything sent to, that they can go pick that up.
Wow.
So just being able to provide resources like that's what we expect to be. Whenever you hear homeless in Houston in 5 years, Breakfast Bros is who you first should think of to how can a homeless person, they can help you. Whatever their issue is, they can help you.
And then to make sure that we know you say Breakfast Bros, but anyone is welcome to help, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Our secretary, or excuse me, I apologize. Our secretary is Xavier. Our treasurer, and also one of our board directors is also a woman. We have a woman that's a social media co-chair with Kenny. We have women all throughout our organization. It's called Breakfast Bros because, again, it was just
Of course.
the homies, but no, it's open to everybody.
Yeah, because people think about that. They'll be like, man, well, I don't know if I can be involved in that group. Like people really, like people try to deselect themselves without asking the question.
Right.
That's why I wanted to make sure I asked it.
Well, don't count yourself out already. Don't put that on your back already.
All right. So Breakfast Bros Inc. You can find them again on Instagram at Breakfast Bros HOU, right? HOU. Facebook page. What is the Facebook page active? Is it where you schedule meetups? How can people be involved?
It's just as active as IG. We have
Okay.
it synced to whatever we post on IG. It'll post on Facebook also, so they'll be able to reach out and see what we do on there also. They can hit us up more on IG, but Facebook is there also.
Now, and my goal is for y'all to see more of these upstanding individuals. They not in here drinking Grand Coromino and Jack Daniels with me right now because we got a mission. You know what I'm saying? So we will continue to support what they're doing. I wanted to make sure that I was intentional with this, to have them on to tell their story. I don't even know if they knew until I text Kenny. I want to interview y'all also because I wanted to donate some shoes, but like, no, we're gonna interview you also. So
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all being willing to do this. And that is Horsemen Academy. I don't know what episode it is, but with Breakfast Bros Houston, we out.